Go ahead, start it, Mike.
Multiple Myselves.
Welcome back, everyone, to the next episode of the Juggalo Rewind, your favorite Juggalo podcast. Fuck those other guys and girls. My name is Peter. I was just trying to pop you and you weren't paying attention. My name is Peter. I'm here with Chris. What is going on, Chris?
Feeling good, feeling great, loving the bonus material. We've got to cover a lot of big time Juggalo hits. Like, we've had Murder, Murder, Murder. We've had Secondhand Smoke, Die Motherfucker Die, Juggalo Family, Homies to Smoke With, Axis Swinging, and as we're going to see here, Multiply Myself, just canon of classics one after another.
It's going to be a race to see which one you like better, Multiple Myselves or Axis Swinging.
Well, I know you were not a fan of Axis Swinging, especially when it found out it wasn't about Axis at the end. So we'll see if this one at least sticks to the script and you enjoy multiple.
Will there actually be multiple? Will there actually be multiple Myselves in this track? I'm hoping so, for the sake of everything. Real quick, because this is bonus and we want to get through this as quick as possible so that everyone can digest as quickly and efficiently as possible. We are the Juggalo Rewind. We dig deep into Juggalo lore and remind you of great tracks of yesteryear, or we teach you about songs that maybe you didn't even know about. Maybe you've never listened to this CD, or you listened to Wizard of the Hood and you just never got to the bonus tracks. That's what we're here for. Dive on in and enjoy the ride.
I know until this season I would stop after the Wizard's Palace, so they're bringing me back.
Yeah, I'm familiar with these songs, but I'm trying to think if I listen to it. You're right. Like 9 out of 10, I would not listen to the bonus tracks. I would have stopped.
I would be listening to the saga, the rock opera, as we said earlier in the season.
Yes. If it was a CD, I would have physically gotten up and stopped it and changed it.
Right.
So yeah, that's what we do. We're two Detroit assholes that go back in time and review. Just like you should review if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple.
Good. You have to at least give us stars on Spotify and a review on Apple for that one, folks.
Yeah, so we need something. We need all the help on the algorithm that you can get. So when you pop on that Apple podcast and you search Juggalo, we want to be the first one. Because, God damn it, I don't think we are right now. And it's pissing me right the fuck off.
Fight Tim Apple and his robot army of stopping us from being the number one pod. We want to take over Keegan and the Creep. Keegan and the Creep, Shaggy and the Creep.
Did you just say Tim Apple like you're fucking Danhausen?
Yeah.
That Tony Elite, God damn it.
We need to help us fight down and take down Shaggy and the Creep as the number one. I'm just assuming they're number one because they're Shaggy Two Dubs podcast.
That's true. When you type Juggalo into the Apple algorithm, you get in front of us Juggalo Judgment, who we're friends with. What is a Juggalo, who we're friends with, but they don't do episodes that often. Mm-hmm. And Juggalo Culture FM, who have one episode. They have one episode from January of 2019. They have 12 ratings. 12 ratings for one episode.
How many do we have? We have more than that, right?
We shouldn't even be giving people. Now they're all going to go listen to Juggalo Culture FM. God damn it! Which you can. Cool. I'm not stopping you, but my God, give us a rate and review if you're going to do that. We have 16 ratings.
So why are we not ahead of these guys?
Because I don't know. Is it? This is really dumb. I was going to say, is it because Juggalo, the word, is more prevalent in their name? I don't know.
I would imagine it weighs just as much in ours.
Well, regardless, we need more likes, stars.
One way or the other.
And share with a friend. Make them also subscribe and give us some stars.
I've noticed that it's hard to keep track, but I have noticed that the older episodes tick up as well. So we have people jumping on board later, people catching up who will hear this years down the line, I'm sure, because that's the one thing we do. We give you content weekly, unlike some of the other Juggalo podcasts.
Jesus Christ. Shots fired. Come on now.
We're the longest running episodic Juggalo podcast on the web.
Then, now, forever.
How much is the Michael Cole cameo to have him say that
Together.
about us?
He doesn't say that, though.
Yeah, doesn't he always plug the longest running episodic?
Oh, yeah, he does. I thought you meant the then, now, forever.
No, I want him to say the longest running weekly episodic Juggalo podcast. This fucking word vomit of a description of Raw.
Forever. Oh, I just pulled up something. That was my phone. I'm sorry. I was trying to look to see if he actually had a cameo. Michael Cole doesn't have a cameo, does he?
No, he doesn't have time for that shit.
No, but that would be funny.
We just need to make that tagline.
We're on it for next season. There's always next season. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok are at Juggalo RWD. Leave us, if I like your notes, leave us a voicemail, 810-666-1570, or email us, juggalorwd@gmail.com. As we're talking, and you're talking shit about other podcasts, we're gonna tie this in. We're gonna tie this in a little bit. We're gonna bring back a quick little segment that we like to call YouTube History.
Here we go.
I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what it's called today.
For now, next season we'll have a name and a jingle.
Yes.
Calling it.
So for those not familiar, Chris and I share a Juggalo Rewind YouTube account. And sometimes when we want to watch something personally, we forget that we're logged into the Juggalo Rewind account so we can see what each other is watching. Mm-hmm. Usually that brings up some goodness.
So no porn yet.
Not yet. That would be, we'll just ignore that and not say anything. On YouTube? That'd be weird.
Yeah, no, it's not on there. It just felt like a funny thing to say.
Okay. Anyways, I brought this up because the last thing I was listening to as we were waiting to record, I was watching an episode of Deck One Dealt. So they are another fine Juggalo podcast. I was watching their Mutant Volume 2 episode. So they were talking about Twisted's Mutant CD.
That's the one that wasn't released that everyone just like forgot, right?
Oh, no, that's the Man's Myth and Mutant. That's like the double album.
Yeah, but I always get confused which one was re-released and which one just kind of like disappeared.
Yeah, one was reissued like fairly recently with like a remix. I don't know if I get them confused too, so I don't know.
Right.
I just laughed at this episode, and I don't know if those guys listen to us, but this episode was funny because they were talking about podcasts that have like a specific Juggalo voice because they were trying to set their volumes, and they're all talking their horrorcore voice, like, "Hey, I'm Hatchet Rob, and I'm blah blah blah," and it popped me for talking like people talking in their horrorcore voice.
That is true. We don't have gimmick names or gimmick voices. Maybe we need that. Maybe that'll help the algorithm.
I apologize, y'all. Hey, I'm sorry our sultry, angelic voices are just not. Well, I mean, we could be like, I guess maybe other people. They got their ears and volumes probably tuned to other Juggalo podcasts where they're all acting wacky and doing their horrorcore voices the whole time.
People scream a lot, maybe.
you got Psycho Josh doing his fucking Juggalo voice like this the whole time, and it's really loud.
We need to get him on. Psycho Josh?
We should get Psycho Josh on.
Yay!
Gimmick voices coming out in season 4. What else do we have here? While I was waiting for you to enter the studio, I was listening to Twisted Blaze and ABK from their new tour. What's it called?
Getting some spoilers?
Well, I mean, that's not a spoiler. I'm just listening to some songs that they had on the new tour.
Yeah, I did. I've been trying to go. I know some I know some spoilers, but I'm trying to go in a little blind. Maybe they switched it up though for Fright Fest for us.
I would assume so. And yeah, I didn't really get much through it. It was just so no spoilers on my side. The Juggalo Cypher official music video from The Gathering this year that Boy Kelly sent us today.
Did you watch it? I clicked on it accidentally. Go, I don't want to watch this.
It's very interesting because it doesn't seem bad, but
it looks high quality, like the film.
Yeah,
of it.
high quality video, and there's a ton of people in the crowd, like hype. But who the fuck are these guys?
Right.
They're not artists. I think they're just dickheads, right? I could be totally wrong. Maybe these are artists, but I thought it was just marks up there rapping.
I bet everyone in the crowd is also an artist.
It's not like an indie wrestling show where everyone is there who just is, you know.
You've seen Juggalo concert posters. You know how many openers there are. They got a lot of people they need to fill for fucking 4 hours before the show starts.
That's true. This fucking... So, yeah, I don't know. We have that. I didn't really watch it, but Boy Kelly sent it to us for...
No, we just looked for what Boy Kelly was pointing out, and that was it.
Yes. What is this video? How much YouTube paid me for my 24 million viewed video? Is that you?
I accidentally clicked on that when I was going to look up what I was watching on there, if that shows up next on there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos from Bedlam.
Yeah, I was listening to Chemical Imbalances Volume 1 by Bedlam because of this track, as we'll get to.
And then one random Prozac song.
It's a playlist someone put together of the tracks on Chemical Imbalances. So like that Prozac one he released, it looks like apparently on his own. Like a lot of them are solo songs by them, but they're on that album back in the day.
Let's see, we have Michigan.
Down memory lane though, man. I haven't listened to those since like 2001. That's when I sold all my CDs off.
Yeah, that's all you. Let's see, we have Michigan football press conference. We have AEW, Eddie Kingston talking about mental health.
That's the two things I want people to truly understand. You're never alone. There's always one. And that's all you need. That's all you need is one. And the second thing, too, is we make our own normal. We make it ourselves. No one else does. So.
The return of Moon Glorious. The Juggalo chant, which we talked about a couple episodes ago. Another episode of Deck One Dealt. I was watching their Songs of Sam Hain Volume 3 episode.
Spooky.
I have a video on how to replace the purge valve on a 2007 Chevy Cobalt.
Look at you getting handy.
Can't Hold Me Back from Awesome Dre.
What the fuck is a pro... what'd you call it? A probe valve?
The EVAP purge valve.
Where does that go?
Fuck if I know. That's why I gotta watch the video.
How'd you know it needed to be replaced?
Because I went to, what do you call it? AutoZone and had them do the gimmick, and they told me what it was. And it's for my mom's car. It's not for me. And the first step in trying to fix it, it can't physically do. And I'm like, this is why you don't do it yourself. So fuck all that. You Can't Hold Me Back. An episode of the Wrestling Nerd broadcast. They talk about micro brawlers, so I was watching that.
What an asshole.
Here's a video of Bud the Chud.
Yes.
That's obviously you.
Man, Chud 2, Bud the Chud. Track's a banger.
Blake Corum, 67-yard touchdown.
Oh, baby.
And then lots of videos from The Wiz and Diana Ross.
When you said the Blake Corum 67-yard touchdown, I thought you said we're not allowed to watch porn on there.
Well, porn is what you make of it. It's not porn until you're jerking off.
It's not called porn until he wins the Heisman Trophy.
The Wiz, Diana Ross is the lizard demon princess.
I stumbled on that gem when I was trying to find a clip for the Wizard's Palace mashup that I post on social media, and I watched that entire video.
Of course you did.
It's definitive proof of her shape-shifting into a lizard throughout the movie.
Man, we got a ton that I didn't even realize. A bunch of Wiz from Seinfeld. A bunch of songs that are going to reflect in our next season. Boris Karloff video. And what did I skip over? Wolverine walks by biker carrying goat head.
That video is fucking crazy.
So
The guy's just sitting on his bike and a Wolverine walks by, whole goat head in its mouth, just ripped right off. No idea where the body is. And he just gives this guy a look like, you want this next? So just keep going.
So that's our YouTube history for the week. Some good stuff there.
Goat head.
Is that the end of the episode, or we still have to talk about this?
Yeah, let's get to the tail of the tape.
All right. Multiple Myselves. If we didn't already say, we're talking about Wizard of the Hood this season. And so this song, Multiple Myselves, much like the rest of the CD, or album, or EP, as Chris likes to call it, is produced by Mike P. of Zug Island fame. Time on this track, 2 minutes and 59 seconds.
Nice, hearty, typical ICP length.
Yes, nice, beefy.
Actually, it's still kind of short when you think about it.
Yeah, 3 minutes, not that long. Track number, as we've discussed with all of the bonus songs, they've come and gone from different versions. Multiple Myselves is track number 11 on the regular version, right?
Yep.
It's not on the tin, but it's also track number 11 on the vinyl that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So that's a little less confusing than last week. Not found in anything else, thank God. No notes, thank God. No features, because who the fuck? Are you ready to jump in? Is that as good of an intro as we could give it?
You really sold it. I'm sure everyone's excited about what's to come.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be doing this. That was one of our notes, is not to shit talk about the product. So we should be nicer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Multiple Myselves. This is going to be a banger.
Okay.
Intro, which I didn't even pick up on until we were reading it on Genius. It's like 3 different things all on top of each other, right? And one of them is backwards.
Voices all talking.
It's great. I never would have picked up on any of this, but it's kind of weird what he's saying.
He's setting the tone. He's got all these voices talking to him, so he put some thought into this song. We could give him that.
Do you think
he's got something in mind here?
Do you think he put some thought into the sentences that he's putting into the intro?
Yeah, I think he probably workshopped them. He probably had he probably hired a firm to get people to sit down and he'd ask them which one sound like. Do you think when I asked she had titties, I should have titty fucked her? Do you think that was a good line? Like, he probably asked this crowdsource these.
I think all the people were sitting there with a little knob, and when you hear something you like, you turn it to the left.
The knob was broken that day.
Yes. You were supposed to do that fucking thing with anybody killer like last week. See? Boss Jay yelling at people. God damn it, Blaze, you're supposed to do that fucking track with ABK.
I like that, though. At the end, it's like the real voice in his head trying to drown out all his horniness.
Horniness. Yeah, we haven't had a good horny J track in a while.
Blaze was busy being horny all over Oz.
He left his semen all over. All right, so Multiple Myselves, as the title alludes to, it's Jay's multiple personalities all in one song. Not a terrible concept. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's been other songs that have done it. The only one I can think of off the top of my head is Paradigm's Fire and Ice. Which was
I was thinking of just in general. I thought ICP had this, probably multiple times, but I like the Paradigm Pool.
I think that's more of like when he was drunk, right? Like his drunk version versus his sober version, but still, that's on Paragraphs, right? I think so.
Man,
Paragraphs.
That stuff in forever.
So Jay starts the song here. As I lay, the silence is deafening. The quietest volume 10, it's happening again. So he's Silence is deafening is kind of a fun line that people have said over the course of time, that it's
Right.
Something so quiet that it's
Feels loud.
yes. How do I stop my brain from shaking me up? So now we start getting into all of his different voices talking back and forth with him, which they all have names, I think. So the first one,
Like, what was that cartoon?
Herman's Head.
No, there was that Pixar one where, like, there was the little, like, flame guy. Like, all the different
Oh yeah.
emotions were characters. This is what I'm getting with Jay's.
Oh man, now I want you to take a Herman's Head picture and put old Juggalo face paint on them. So put that on the side of the list there. First person. Are these all characters in the Juggalo
Universe?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good question. They're in Jay's head, but yeah, they all are kind of characters. He gives them a personality.
All right.
Do
Well, we'll
Consider them as part of the Juggalo world.
I don't know. We'll if anyone has any vote on that. Are these characters in the Juggalo culture? Let us know.
Yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, we enjoy the characters that appear throughout all the Juggalo stuff. Like, I always bring up Ched Thumpman, obviously Florida Joe Moonglorious, people who pop up from time to time. Does Jay's voices in his head, like our good friend Larry here, who's Jay's fear, are they considered characters? Do we count them?
It's possible. It may be. I'm leaning towards yes, but we'll see what goes on here. First one up is Larry. I'm Larry. I'm Jay's fear. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be here.
He's like Dante.
I'm not even supposed to be here today, except he's not. He's not jerking off all over the place. I wrote that Larry is a worrywart. He's kind of a downer. I hope I don't get in trouble for rapping. I hope that girl don't get pregnant that we're tapping.
What a downer.
He is. Like, everything he's saying is just so blah. He's a fucking wet blanket. Jay asking Larry, would you mind getting out of my head while I rap? And then Larry, again, worrywart. But what if our record's whack? And what if I flop? I don't know shit. So he's a little bit of a doubt. I guess you call that Jay's, if I had more time or cared more about the song, I would have come up with better words. This is like he says it's Jay's fear, but it's more of his insecurity about, I'd say his skills, but I guess it's about everything. Like, he's just scared about anything that could go wrong.
It is it telling, though, that that's his first character he goes with, like you said, his insecurities. He's always kind of unsure about, he wants the approval of the Juggalos.
That's fair. You're getting really deep in this. We'll have to ask him in the wrap up when we get him on the horn.
Yeah.
And then when he does his rap, he asks, was it okay? Because he's always worried about how he comes across. Next up, let's see. But first he says, yeah, but when I rhyme, they want to hear Violent J. So he's pushing his fear aside and saying that people just want to hear his main character.
At least his next line here, at least he talks about swinging axes in this song.
Because I deliver the swift axe chop. Thanks for bringing that in a song late. The next character, name is Plush.
Plush.
He's Jay. Yeah, where do they come up with these names? They get worse and worse as they go along. Hello, I'm Jay's soft side. Chris.
We won't mention what he says in the background there.
What he refers to his own soft side as. It was a different time, right?
Right. Different times. Don't defend me. Say I was a fool then, but I'm not now. There's no excuse. I was going with the flow, and that's the very thing we preach against.
I was going to say Puff. Plush says that Jay never shows affection and makes him hide. My name is Plush, and I'm barely used at all. And that's all. That's all for him, right? Does he come back later?
No, you're right. Yeah, because then it jumps right to the chorus. So
yeah, that's real quick.
Jay has no affection in him. Maybe that's why he's always trying to find a soulmate.
Find love in all the wrong places.
You can't display it. He had too many insecurities.
Yes. The chorus comes in. We haven't really talked about the beats in any of these.
No, you're right, yeah.
It's all right, but...
Axis felt like it wasn't finished. Same with this, especially when I think of Mike P. Like I said, to me, Mike P. has so much going on in his beats that both these tracks don't really feel fully worked out. Like he didn't fully add all his parts to it. But yeah, they're not terrible, but they're not memorable.
My name is Plush, and I'm barely used at all.
What's happening, y'all? I have no control of me.
And then the chorus here kind of picks up. It gets a little heavier, right? With the flow and the beat.
I like that part.
I don't know. Mood or personality, I don't know who I am or why I am. That I assume I didn't pick up on this. Why we're looking this up. Chemical imbalances. I don't know why I'm saying.
Do you think Jay... they knew Bedlam. Bedlam opened for them at a time or two, played in some shows. Maybe Jay was referencing his favorite album by them.
Not in the least bit. He doesn't have a fucking clue.
I think I mentioned this back on the Dark Lotus Tales from the Lotus Pot season, but I'll bring it up again. Hanging out at JCW, Madness from Bedlam was next to us, and they were playing the new Lotus at the gathering over the speakers. And he stopped. He goes, "Listen to what they're saying." And he went, "Bedlam," and the song is like Bedlam. They're saying they're signing us.
Did I tell the story were you with me at Hollowicked when we were waiting in line and he was throwing up in a garbage can?
I feel like I remember that.
God, who was I with? It was someone random that I normally wouldn't have been with.
I feel like I remember that story at least.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have that video on my phone or in my hard drive. So we'll post that if I can find it. It's fun, straight throwing up in a garbage can. Verse number 2 starts off with one of his voices. "What's up, player? The name's Captivity." What kind of name is Captivity?
No, these names are getting... They're just Larry, and then they're like these weird, bizarre names after that.
Yeah, it's like NXT. They're just throwing fucking words at people.
Jay just wanted to say my chick pulling ability, and then he sat there forever trying to think of a name to rhyme with ability.
And he came up with Captivity?
Yeah, I guess.
This is Jay's, I don't even know what you would call it. It's like his player side, I guess.
Yeah.
Being that we're ugly, it ain't a piece of cake. But we get our fair shake. Ha ha. Ha ha. So stupid. Jay then comes back in it and says, "Somebody help me, I'm falling apart. Personalities are pouring." You know what we missed as he's talking about all of his different personalities? At the end of the chorus, he talks about they're controlling him randomly with pills. Right. I think I can. I know I can. I assume he means he's trying to control them with pills.
That's a big part of the story that, he's medicated to try to stop these voices from coming out.
But they're not exactly working.
Right.
The pills.
As he says here, he forgot to take it today.
Where does it say that?
Just paid me
right
the
there.
mind to forgot my pill today.
Yeah. And this is Captivity still yelling at him. "Look here, motherfucker, get it right. Or we're going to be a virgin the rest of your life." Isn't he saying... Does he just mean from here on out? He doesn't mean that he hasn't been...
No, I think they're saying that he thinks he can pull chicks with his, that character thinks he can pull chicks, but that guy winds up calling him out that because of his insecurities and his lack of sincerity, he's still a virgin.
I like that he says, "Why are you telling them shit? Go fuck yourself." Like he's telling his other voice to go fuck yourself. Now this part, I did write this in my notes. "Hey buddy, he's only trying to help." Is this Plush coming back?
Whoa. Maybe you're right, because he calls him a fucking pussy ass.
Yeah. And he doesn't have a name here, so I think it goes back.
Yeah, I would... Does his voice change up that much? I don't feel like his voice really changes up. He's just kind of...
Yeah. When I took my notes, I wrote Plush is back, so I must have compared the two, so...
Yeah.
Plush is indeed back. He's just trying to help.
You're a fucking pussy ass.
And I'm Violent J.
Violent J.
But I'm not going crazy. I'm just being funny. All right. Fucking whatever. Okay. Well, that's it for verse 2.
What do you want? You want something else there?
I don't know. I want something else. Chorus back is the same as the first, right?
Yeah, nothing changes.
Maybe like some of the stuff in the background, but nothing worth mentioning.
It says he yells, "Thoughts run into my head like flies, chemical imbalances like flies."
It's always funny when we pick up or read just the random little shits like that make no sense.
Because listening to it, you don't really think about it or hear it, and then we sounds weird.
Like flies. All right, verse 3. Juggalos, I'm sorry. I'm out of control. I've got personality issues, faux show.
Faux show.
And then he just talks about how all I ever wanted you to hear was Violent J. And now we got a different guy. Different,
yeah.
What do you call it, voice?
An actual name again.
Yes. Fred. Hello, Fred. Tell them about you.
Do you think this is Fred Fury eventually coming out?
I handle the smarts for our Mr. Bruce.
Nerd.
It's like they should have Gallows drop the nerd in the back. I once read a book. I have a 9th grade degree. And who are we kidding? You don't even use me.
That line's funny.
Yeah.
I once read a book.
So his smarts read one book.
Yeah. And it's a 9th grade level degree.
So he starts yelling at him, but then who comes later? All we need is Butch showing up.
Too late, pussy. Throw me a beer.
So
save that for future Booski of the Week drops.
Too late, pussy. Throw me a beer.
That is a good one. I wrote is Butch Florida Joe.
He's like, I think Butch is like Florida Joe, and Florida Joe had one too many because Florida Joe's a very happy guy. Yes. Butch sounds very angry.
I thought maybe Butch was how he is before, and then when he gets drunk, he turns into.
Oh, Florida Joe needs it to mellow out.
Yeah, I think he's an angry guy, and Florida Joe is his drunk.
Okay, that makes sense.
Did you ever meet the guy that I used to work with who they literally gave him another name when he was drinking?
No.
Oh, fuck. I forget what his drunk name was, but he's like, oh, you don't want to see when, like, I don't know, fucking Don Juan DeMarco comes out or whatever. Like, just random fucking name. And I'm like, what a character. Oh, he was also known for getting 2 DUIs in one day, so.
That'll be happy when you could turn into a completely different human being.
Yeah, and you admit it. Like, you really, that was the literal, like, the real life version of this song.
Yeah.
The name is Butch. I'm Jay's anger. Get me pissed and we're going to jail. Take it easy, man. Have some NyQuil. So he's putting himself to sleep to leave.
This also time frame, wasn't Jay like addicted to NyQuil for a while? Like he was on, like that was he rapped about it a few times in that era, right? Where he's like got super into NyQuil for a minute. Yeah,
I feel that's part of their gimmick in this era. Didn't he talk about it on Stern? I thought it was in the Shangri-La one, but it may have been one in a similar era where, oh man, they were making fun of someone on the Stern. There's a lot of Stern references on this episode. They're making fun of someone for pills, and he was just like, man, I take like fucking 50 NyQuil pills. Like that's nothing. So I don't remember if it was that one for Shangri-La's release, but yeah, that was definitely part of their gimmick for a good number of years.
Yeah, I felt like before Shangri-La, it was like the NyQuil thing.
Okay,
I'm thinking of Bizarre Bazaar with like Tylenol.
Yeah,
isn't that on there?
He's definitely had his issues, that's for sure, and he's admitted it.
Yeah,
maybe he was talking about Ambience. I don't know, but yeah, NyQuil, same thing to like knock them out, right? Little reference here that people younger than us may not understand. Mm-hmm. Take it easy, man. Here, have some NyQuil. Leave the beatdowns to Billy Bill. So I don't even know if people, do they even still call him Billy Bill, or they just call him Bill? currently he is the president.
He's a professional now, so he's got this full real government name.
Yes, William, as you may know him. William H Hatchetman is
William H Hatchetman
is the president of Psychopathic. Back then, I'm sure he had a job, whether it was like tour manager or security or sound or whatever. But he was one of their boys who they grew up with, I assume. And his gimmick was just that he beat the shit out of everybody. He was like their bouncer.
Yeah, I don't know if it was in the book recently or on the Patreon because that stuff's all bled together in my brain. But they've talked about Billy and his brother. There was two of them that they were there from the beginning, like when they first met Alex and stuff. And they're always around. He was talking about people would come and go, and Billy and his brother for a while, I thought he said, but for sure Billy was like one of the guys who was always there, like would no matter what was going on, drop everything in a dime to help drive around and hand out shit or drive to another state and flyer shit up. And yeah, that's how he started with them.
Yeah, just always part of the crew.
Yeah.
I have wondered, is his gimmick or the lore of him just beating the shit out of everyone, was that real? Or was that... No, don't get me wrong. Billy is a big dude.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he would have beat the shit out of a lot of people. But I wonder if that was blown out of proportion to, what do you say? Like hype him up as like, don't fuck with this guy.
It's very wrestling-like that you took. I'm sure, like I said, take a real thing where he probably beat up a bunch of people, was a tough guy in the group, but they made him out like he was like Haku at the time. He's fucking unstoppable. And, you believed it at the time, but you're like, all right, big guy, but he wasn't like a jacked, like, trained fighter. He was just a big, burly dude. So, I'm sure a little bit of it was exaggerated at the time.
This is so fucking funny. I need to share this with you as I'm looking on Google. So we know him as Billy Bill, right?
Yeah.
If you look at Zoom info, which is like a business website, it just says Bill Dale. Bill.
That's what I was saying. That's what it goes by now. I was saying his government name, Bill Dale, but I do like William H Hatchetman.
Yeah, that's his gimmick name for other purposes. I just love that it just says Bill. And yeah, I want to say I was really trying to be smart while you were talking, and I couldn't do it. Finding his brothers. I thought his two brothers worked for them. It's Billy. Fuck, why am I blanking on who his brother is? I don't know. I'm blanking, but...
No, I can't remember either. I thought the other one kind of fell out from the crew.
Yeah, he's one of the ones that was there forever. Like, he still goes to shows. Like, I'm blanking. I'll come up with that when I'm not trying to think. So yeah, that's the history of Billy that people may not know if you are just a current fan or you've only picked up in the past, 10, 15 years? So.
Right. Yeah, because he's not really a character anymore outside of just their manager.
It does have here on MTV that he allegedly choked an Eminem fan until he blacked out.
Who's scarier, Billy Bill in his prime or Hex in his prime?
I've never seen Hex ever beat the shit out of anyone. I have seen him push 200 people with one fell swoop.
That's what made me think of it at the Eminem when Eminem was at St. Andrews and that guy had the camera and fucking Hex barreled through the whole crowd to get to him.
But I've never seen him just beat the fuck out of someone. Yeah, Hex was big too, but like...
He was just a guy when you think back on it.
Yeah, he's still big and he was scary, but like...
Yeah, he was scary, but he was just a normal human being.
Yeah, he was nice to us.
I'm still, he always liked us. He was super cool to us. I'm scared to even say this, so bleep out everything I said about him not being the toughest, scariest guy around.
Yeah, no, we were just talking out loud. The real vote is Hex Murder.
Yeah, his name is Hex Murder, for God's sakes.
Yeah, I would take him now. I don't care if he's sick or older or whatever. I'll still back him and anything.
Also on this, sorry to derail you, but also on this subject, Trick now, like, guy who's on like Fox 2 in the morning, like, but he's To me, like, it's still Trick Trick, the guy who shot the JLB fucking truck and stuff.
Yeah. What's he doing on Fox 2?
I feel like he's always, like, involved in, like, stuff that's outside of Trick Trick Goon Squad era stuff.
Really?
Like, kind of crossed over a little bit.
Is he on, like, Let It Rip?
I swear I've seen him around on stuff, like, on 95.5 even and shit.
Billy's brother is Dougie.
Dougie, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I totally... So, there you go. I knew I'd come up with it. I was not Googling that the whole time. I knew it right off the top of my head. So then, that's Billy, JCW legend also. And then the chorus, which repeats at least twice, if not 3 times.
Yeah, I believe 3. I believe you're right.
They control me randomly with pills. I think I can. I know I can. Stop them.
This has a little bit of that Jay Zug Island-y vibe, you know, when Jay wanted to sing rock music. You
think so?
Well, not as much, but a little bit. The mood and personality.
Yeah, I think that's more like that's heavier than his like prison song singing.
Yeah, no, but the rock band, as we said, when he did his poll and asked if anyone wanted to do a rock track, maybe this is still little remnants of that.
Do you think this was going to be a Zug Island song?
Maybe. This feels to me, going back, like I mentioned earlier, this kind of feels like a Bizarre era song, or like this feels like it could have been a Hollow Wicked single, doesn't it?
You're right on both of those. It definitely has like a bizarre, not the beat, but the song type is bizarre.
The way he's like delivering it gives me those vibes.
This definitely could be a Halloween song.
Yeah.
God, there's an idea. Like, so they've had what, like 20 something
Hollow Wicked.
Hollow Wickeds. You have a couple extra songs mixed in, so we'll call it 25 Hollow Wicked songs. Mm-hmm. How many? Like, we joke about what has hit the floor for Joker cards and how much shit they just never recorded or you know, how many Hollow Wicked tracks? Like, you can't assume that they just set out and do one a year. There's got to be ones that either morphed into something else or got used or... Yeah, you're right. This definitely could be one that was sitting on the back burner for years.
Yeah, one that could have been a Hollow Wicked and then he had a better idea, or... that's the vibe it gives me.
If this was a Hollow Wicked track, it would have been the worst one up to that point, I tell you what.
There's a lot I probably have never heard. Like, definitely the ones past the 20th anniversary CD or whatever that was that had all of them. There's a lot post that era that I don't know. At least haven't heard more than once, probably.
Yeah, I'm a little more familiar because I had a little bit of a project. Was that last year or the year before where I listened to them all? But, yeah, no, I'm not as familiar with fucking, you know, I ate my brains as I am with, you know, witches and warlocks or whatever.
That's one where it's like, yummy, 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 give me some brains.
That's probably the best one of the second half of their career.
The newer one? Yeah, that's a good one.
I do love that one. There's a couple in there that I'm like, man, this is kind of sweet, but...
Isn't there like one called like Nowhere Man? Or like, was that the COVID era one?
Wasn't it Nothing Man?
Nothing Man? Nothing.
Is that the Pearl Jam song?
But it's something like that, right? Where like the CD cover is kind of cool. It's like a guy in like a cloak with like no expression or anything.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the fucking kid on Trick or Treat, but just grown up.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the month now. I got to get through and listen to all those that I heard once or haven't heard at all. Isn't
that our boy Mustard who said he wants to listen to like one a day?
Yeah,
that's like one a day.
All in one day.
Yeah, you can stretch him out a little more than that. Like one a day is. I'm just gonna dedicate my one day to Red Moon Howl.
I like Jiggles where he goes, I'm just gonna listen to them all every day. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be October for us to do that. Hey everybody, it's Tuesday. I'm going to listen to Murder Cloak for the next 8 hours. I bet the people who work with him hate him. They're like, that motherfucker in the cubicle is listening to fucking some shitty song. They're listening to Amber Alert over and over.
He keeps rewinding it and like trying to listen to this one line over and over again. I don't know why he keeps listening to the lines over and over, slowing them down to tune in on them.
Yeah, it just sounds like he's typing them all. Man, I'm surprised you're not marking out for 2018 where they redid Judgment Day.
Oh, that was pretty cool. I do remember that. But that was weird for a Hollow Wicked. Like, it was cool to hear it, but I felt for a Hollow Wicked that was like, oh, I'd rather hear something new. But that wasn't bad. That was cool. I forgot about that.
Oh, man, there's some funny ones in here. All right. Well, this isn't a Hollow Wicked episode.
This isn't a Hollow Wicked podcast.
This is a Multiple Myselves podcast. And that was Multiple Myselves.
Yeah. Not bad. Not great. But, you know.
So we've done all 4. We're assuming people are going to listen to them in order or at all. Where do you rank all 4 bonus tracks in order? Or do you want to do that on the wrap-up?
No, we could do that now because the wrap-up, I think, is more for the actual story album.
Yeah, I hope
so. I'm gonna say right off the bat, My Shine is leaps and bounds ahead of all 4 of them.
Yes, I agree. My Shine number 1 for sure.
Yeah, and then maybe Multiply Myselves, Axe Swinging, and then Bloody Bitch Dead.
Oh man, wow! I didn't think you were gonna go like that. I think I'm gonna go in reverse order of the vinyl. I think it goes worst to best. I think My Shine is the best. Bloody Bitch Dead second, Multiple Myselves third, Axis Swinging 4. Great album, and then it hits you with boom, this horrible song, and then this one's a little better. Oh, this one's a little better yet. Oh, and then there's My Shine. Also, make note, as I have to go back, this song was how long? Fucking 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Another great gimmick of our season here. The chorus at the end took 36 seconds.
That's not that bad. But yeah, this is almost like a 2-minute track, just like all the other ones have been.
Yeah, so for us saying that it was a normal length, 36 seconds of it was shitty hook.
The hook's the best part of these two songs. Oof. On the standard bonus.
If anyone out there, if anyone out there wants to tell us how you feel about these 4 tracks, what order you think they should be in, where do you think they land in the Juggalo culture or time frame, let us know. Email us, juggalorewind@gmail.com, or call us, 810-666-1570. I can almost guarantee that if you leave us a voicemail or send us an email, you will be featured on the final episode.
Whoa, look at that.
Well, if we can get through all Steve from Pittsburgh's, because that's pretty much his episode, because he calls us every week. But that's okay. We'll pick and choose his best ones, and then everyone else can have their own time.
We had some few random new ones that cracked me up. Was this season the one where we had the demon voice that just showed up on a voicemail, and then that was it?
No, I thought we played that last season.
Oh, was it? I thought it was this year that happened. Like early on in the season, it was just like
maybe we'll have to.
That'll play it again to be safe.
Just to be safe, we'll let everyone hear that again.
I'm pretty sure it was this season because I think a demon left over from the fucking Tales from a Lotus pod is floating out there in the ether and called us.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm looking right now. Juggalo Rewind, because I keep everything together, because I am OCD. Voicemails. I am professional. ... Oh, we do have one that's random noises. That wasn't the one I was thinking of. I was thinking of the one. I don't know. I don't even want to say it. That'll be a bonus in a couple of weeks. Everyone will get to witness that. Anything else, or are you ready to get on down the road?
Move on down the road. Just like 1 or 2 more stops, right? On season 3.
Yeah, we're almost done. This was Multiple Myselves. We are wrapping up. This is the last track on Wizard of the Hood season 3.
This season flew by.
It did. We're glad that everyone stuck with us and gave this CD a listen with us. We have at least 1 more episode, maybe 2, maybe 3. Who knows? We have a little bit of wrapping up to do before we jump into season 4. So stay tuned. Stay tuned to our social medias. They're at Juggalo RWD, and we'll let you know what to expect and when. Or you just have to keep following us, and you got to know what's coming out, right?
Right.
They will pop up on social media, but if you don't follow us and subscribe on Spotify or Apple or Google or YouTube, then something may just pop up and you don't know it. We may not talk about it. It may just show up in your feed. So
right.
Gotta subscribe, gotta like, gotta do all that stuff. Website, juggalorewind.com. And as we always say, if you follow us on Spotify, go on there and look at our our profile. Lots of good stuff on there. All right. I think that's it. Multiple myselves. I have nothing else to say. I'm done. This is a tiring season. And,
yeah, these two songs were kind of a chore.
Well, if they're your favorites, we apologize. But for us, they were a little tough. So,
well, maybe to go back a bit, it's tough to do a deep dive on 2 tracks you don't really listen to that don't have a lot of Juggalo culture significance. That's what I meant by that.
Yes, there's no references, no local, no nothing. Like, we had to make up all of our own shit.
Right.
I mean, yeah. We pulled what we could, so it's all good. Good stuff. If you like it, there's something for everyone out there, right? We all can't accept the fact that Riddlebox is the best Joker's card. Some of us live in a fantasy land and deny such things. So
if you don't know what that is, there was a Twitter hot take of a friend of ours who, for whatever reason, did not speak highly of the Riddlebox.
I don't understand. I don't know where that came from.
I don't know where that came from.
But it sparked lots of texts for me during the day. So it was a hot take for a lot of different people. So, all right, that's it. We're wrapping up the show this season. Come to us next week for, I don't know what order we're going to do things in coming up here, but tune in next week and we'll have some kind of goodness.
Something will be there for you.
Something. All right, that's it. I'm done. We're getting out of here. See you next week on the Juggalo Rewind. All music played in this episode and in this entire season is owned by the respective publishers and copyright holders and is reproduced for review purposes only under fair use.
Hope you liked it.